Hi, this is Eric Martin, Report Game Geek. I'm here with Chevy Dodd from Portal Games looking at Alien Artifacts.
Hello, Alien Artifacts, yes.
Which was shown at BGGCon 2016.
Yes, it was.
In one form.
Yeah,
and now it's changed somewhat.
It's very much different. Yeah.
But it's the same.
It's the same basic concept. This is a 4X style game that's card driven and plays in like 60 to 90 minutes. So same basic idea. Very familiar ways of using the cards that you're used to, but you know, it's different enough we wanted to re-show it.
Okay. Well, actually, we didn't show anything in BGGCon. I played it. I wrote up a preview.
That's right, you did.
Still like very general overviews.
Yeah. So this will be coming out later this year.
Okay. And what are we doing? Obviously, we're
basic.
X's.
You got to do the X's, right? So explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. Essentially, we have a sort of
here. Remove this up here.
These cards make up our tech tree, or essentially all the actions that we might take in the game.
Right.
So we have ships. Ships are going to allow us to exploit and exterminate, right? So you're going to get ships. They're going to allow you to go attack these alien planets that you moved, which will help you gain victory points or whatnot.
Okay.
They also give you bonuses just for playing them. We have technology, which works very much like a tech tree. Once you've built these things, you'll be able to get their bonuses. And then we have planets. Planets can be, you can colonize them, so you can, expand, and you'll get a bonus each round. Or
the text on here.
All of these things can be flipped over.
Okay.
So if you want to colonize the planet, you will get a bonus of 2 red icons each round.
Okay.
If you exploit them, you'll flip this over, and you will tuck 3 resource cards under it, and then you can use those later on in the game. So you've basically destroyed them and taken their resources.
That's right.
The game is driven by these resource cards. Okay. Resource cards are used multiple different ways, obviously. They always have 2 different colors of resources, and from 2 to 4 symbols on them.
Okay.
All right. When you'll use these to pay to build things. So, for instance, if I want to settle this planet, I have. Oh yeah. If you have explored this planet, which means that you've got it ready to be developed. If you want to exploit it or settle it, you now have to pay to move it into your sector, we'll call it.
That's right.
That costs you green because it's a planet, right? Okay. So you would have to have, you took my cards.
That's right.
You would have to spend 5 green to move this to the other side.
Okay.
All right, once you've done that, you choose. Do I want to settle or exploit?
Okay.
All right. When you do these actions, you can only ever spend 2 cards. And obviously, there's rules that change that, right?
Yeah.
But the idea is you can spend 2 cards to do an action. Once this moves over, if you wanted to then settle another planet in the future, it costs you an extra resource for each planet that you have over here. So it costs you 6 to bring this one over.
Right.
All right.
Because you have to travel farther.
Yeah, it's distance. Yes, exactly. It's distance. So resource cards are used to pay for these. So you'll have, red resources by ships, blue resources by technology. Gold resources are wilds on this side of the board only.
Okay.
Once cards come over to this side of the board, and you use these actions, for instance, yes, dang it, you use these actions, gold resources cannot be used there as wilds. You have to spend the exact number of resources to use the base actions.
Okay.
All right, so at the start of the game, you have a random ship, technology, and planet. You also start with 8 money. To get more random ships, planets, and technology, you have to spend 5. So you would spend 5 and you could buy one of these. You flip it over and put it down.
Okay.
For each additional 1 credit that you spend, you can draw an additional card to look at before you choose. Okay. So you could draw, if you spend all 8, then you could draw 4 cards and choose 1 to keep. The rest would go on the bottom of the deck.
Right.
All right, so that's how you're going to add new stuff that you can now build to move to the right side of your board.
Okay.
Once it's on the right side of your board, again, you're going to do actions. For instance, with the ship. When it moves over, you can choose to either keep it in your fleet. When you do that, it gives you a bonus. For instance, this one says, I can play +1 card when I'm building a ship. What that means is I can spend 3 cards.
Right.
The normal 2. 2 is the normal rule here. I can spend 3. So when I move it over, that's when I make that choice.
Okay.
So I spend my 5 red, I move this over, and I say I'm going to keep that like that. Or I'm going to send it on a mission. All right. Going on a mission allows us to go attack alien planets. Can we see the alien planets?
We'll put them up here in the morning.
There's always 2 alien planets available. You get to choose which one you want to attack. Attacking is very simple. You're going to check the chart, I guess, and you're going to flip over the top resource card of the deck, and the number on the resource card will tell you which box to consult. It might damage your ship. If your ship is damaged, it moves back over.
Okay.
If it's destroyed, it's discarded.
Yep.
Or it might give you new resources or alien artifacts.
Okay.
Alien artifacts are all sorts of special bonuses that you keep until you use. For instance, this one lets you draw 2 ships and immediately build one. So you'd be able to draw 2 and just, hey, I'm gonna have a new ship.
Okay.
Lots of cool bonuses. There's one that lets you take 3 extra turns at the end of the game, which is my favorite. So these guys are pretty special, and they're worth going for.
Okay.
Yeah, and essentially everything that you're going to build and bring over is going to give you some sort of bonus towards future building. You know, it's an engine builder, so you're going to try to bring things over that give you positive net result on your particular setup. Right. Because, like technology, for instance, if you bring technology over and you don't want the special effect, they give you in-game scoring options.
Okay.
All right. So for this one, for instance, would give you bonus victory points for having 4 ships, or bonus victory points for having 4 different types of ships. So they each have 3 tiers of points, 2, 4, and 8, and that gives you bonus in-game score.
Okay. So it was kind of interesting. I mean, it still sounds like it has the same elements when I was playing, where it's some hand management decisions over your turns here. Your individual turns are very quick.
Very, very quick. You take 1 action, that's it.
And then you have lots of choices, all these little things sort of...
Yeah, there's tendrils that go very widespread, yes.
Yeah.
So it kind of nets out. A few new things that we've added just within the last week or so. Whenever you add resources to your planet, so you can have cards that allow you to produce, which even if you've settled the planet, it can produce, which means you would tuck.
Okay.
Or if you exploit the planet and you tuck 3 resources, you can choose which side of the card to use. That is the only side that's available to you to use on a future turn, so you can't use whatever's underneath. That makes sense?
Yep.
And when you tuck, if the symbol matches, you score a bonus victory point.
Okay.
So you might exploit a bunch just hoping to get victory points out of it. Because you could luck out and get 3 victory points for 1 exploit action.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on, but it's all like sort of bite-sized.
Yeah, you've like you said, that your turns are like 30 seconds because you take 1 action.
Yeah.
But
you're taking
in between turns. Yeah, exactly. You're like
everything.
I gotta do this. Okay, right.
Yeah.
And a new rule. Ignacy showed it on Twitter, so I guess I can talk about it. That we're discussing. Previously, there was not a whole lot of player interaction. We are adding defensive cards. They work very much like alien planets. So when you buy a ship, you'll get a defensive plan. If a player wants to attack you, you'll choose one of your defensive plans to use, and then they'll attack that card just like they would be attacking the planet.
Right.
What it does is it allows them to make a decision. Do they want to try to go get alien artifacts, or do they want to try and hamper you? Because the cards might let them take your money, or take your victory points, or take your resources.
And if you're specializing in something in particular...
Yeah. So, and ships, like... Yeah. The game I played last night, I didn't buy a single ship because I was going for this planet exploitation thing. Right. And so I had no defenses, right? There's a basic defense.
Right.
But so it gives you an incentive to go buy ships and build up your defensive plan also.
Right.
So that's another new thing. So yes, tons of little spider webby details.
Okay. And I should have mentioned design. Marcinrovka, Viola.
Look at you.
I don't know, Kajowska.
I can't say her last name either.
Kajowska. Sorry, Viola.
And I think that's an H. Kajowska. Kajowska? Something like that. Kajowska.
Okay. Still have to work on that.
I can't say it.
It's on there.
Yeah.
But thank you, Chevy.
No problem. Thank you.
We'll see what actually gets published in a few months.
Yes. Soon.
But I mean, it's sort of, the basics are all there.
Yeah.
And it's working
The
on
building blocks
the
are working great.
on here.
Yeah.
But just a card-based 4X game is sort of the
90
hook,
minutes,
the
you're
hook
done.
to begin with, and now
Exactly.
we're going to work on the details.
Yep.
All right. Thanks very much.
Thank you.